From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the Hourly News Blast. LGBTQ Nation is reporting. Well, normally that's the point at which we would begin with the news. However, if you came looking for sheer stupidity, you've come to the right place. Because before we begin, we want to make abundantly clear that the word Antifa is a jargon expression for anti-fascist. During World War II, that would have been considered a good thing to be. Fascists were leaders of Nazi Germany and Mussolini's Italy. Antifa back then meant all the Allied forces fighting against the fascist Nazi party. Thus, this story from Donald Trump is just loaded with willful ignorance and woefully stupid commentary from Trumpie-dump and his equally idiotic sycophants at the Department of Homeland Security. President Donald Trump's Department of Homeland Security has identified 29-year-old Portland, Oregon resident Chandler Patey as the leader of Antifa. According to internal DHS documents leaked to journalist Kenneth Klippenstein, Klippenstein notes that Patey and other Antifa protesters identified in the federal documents demonstrate the shoddy reasoning the federal government will use to just to label any protester as a domestic terrorist. The DHS decided that Patey leads Antifa, which Trump has designated as a domestic terrorist organization, because Patey has been, quote, seen in many videos advocating the principles of anti-fascism. So too was General Dwight D. Eisenhower during and after World War II, and nobody threatened to lock him up. And because Patey allows protesters to use his bathroom and medical supplies to rinse off tear gas inflicted by federal thugs at the Immigration and Customs Enforcement detainment facility near his downtown Portland apartment. While Patey also provides medical equipment and gas mask filters that protesters might need, after federal agents attack them for expressing their First Amendment rights, Fox News host and total moron Laura Ingraham and other right-wing media nutjobs have used these as a basis to claim that Patey is running an ominous-sounding Antifa safehouse. In reality, Antifa is a decentralized political ideology with autonomous local groups, but no formal leadership. None. Antifa activists primarily oppose institutional fascism and racism in government, unlike the Trumpie-dump administration. Anonymous senior idiots at DHS, aka officials, told Klippenstein that they feel pressured to find legal ways to implement the outrageous directives of President Trump's anti-Antifa crusade, despite there being little evidence of actual crimes or the, quote, well-financed group backing that Trump officials regularly accuse Antifa of benefiting from. Unlike living in the White House and knocking down the East Wing and borrowing, or should I say, practically stealing jets from the Qataris, despite the emoluments clause of the U.S. Constitution, but I digress. Accordingly, the DHS also has internal documents proclaiming to be actively investigating other Antifa protesters, including Dustin Ragsdale. The DHS has a photo of him carrying a pride flag and wearing sweatpants with a Batman logo. You want to see somebody carrying a pride flag? Wait until June. You'll probably see me doing that. Also listed is a Washington woman who goes by Mossy matriarch. Her offense? Collecting and distributing supplies to protesters. The DHS's files on these and other so-called terrorists credit right-wing commentators with helping provide information as open source intelligence. These people are too damn stupid to even know what intelligence is. They've never had any because their brains are completely vacuous. That is, if anti-LGBTQ plus MAGA influencers decide that anyone is an Antifa supporter, that information may go in a federal investigatory file called intelligence. Yet not a goddamn one of them probably has a college degree, and even if they did, it came from Trump University. Legal observers worry that Trump has used his Antifa terrorist designation as a pretense to direct federal agencies to harass left-wing activists, donor networks, and Democratic groups, as his administration officials have already claimed that Democratic politicians are covering up Antifa crimes. His administration has already tried to violate First Amendment rights by attacking media outlets that criticize him, as well as kidnapping and deporting pro-Palestinian activists and journalists. The Trump administration proclaimed that both queer mother of three Renee Good and Department of Veteran Affairs ICU nurse Alex Petty were domestic terrorists immediately after federal immigration agents repeatedly shot and killed both. Jonathan Ross, we are going to keep saying your goddamn name, you little rat-faced motherfucker, despite whatever Kristi Noem vomits out of her fatso mouth. Administration officials have since backed off from those characterizations. I wonder why. But only after widespread outrage and nationwide protests from people across the political spectrum. Feral agents, not federal, feral agents at the Portland, Oregon ICE facility spent the weekend tear gassing protesters, senior citizens, and children. Because that's what ICE thugs do. Worthless piece of garbage that they are. And that is the News Blast for this hour. If you are watching our videos on YouTube, please be sure to like these videos, especially this one, and subscribe to our channel. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, and Alexa. Oh, and by the way, up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast right here on PEP Radio.